Welcome to the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark, and Dorothy Namuyomba is on sign language. And without further ado, let's get straight into the bulletin. With our first story, it was a powerful start to the 39th ordinary session of the African Union Summit in Addis Ababa. As leaders gathered under one roof, the message was unmistakable that Africa must silence the guns, protect its water sources, and take charge of its own peace processes. Uganda's Vice President Jessica Alupo, representing President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, delivered a firm call for unity in handling conflict across the continent.
Inside the African Union headquarters in Addis Ababa, the atmosphere was both reflective and urgent. Reflective because Africa has made progress, but urgent because conflict continues to threaten that progress. Representing Uganda, Vice President Jessica Alupo carried a clear message from President Yoweri Museveni. Africa must streamline its peace efforts and guard against fragmented interventions.
Harmonization of peace initiatives under the leadership of the AU is important. We commend the federal government of Somalia for the steps taken to accelerate the realization of critical national priorities and urge the federal government and the federal member states to remain open for an inclusive political dialogue and cooperation. In simple terms, too many parallel processes weaken Africa's collective voice, which is why Uganda reaffirmed support for unity and dialogue on Somalia and Sudan, warning of internal divisions, empowering extremist groups. Divisions complicate the fight against Al-Shabaab terrorists. We reiterate the call for the preservation of the sovereignty, territorial integrity, unity and stability of the Federal Republic of Somalia. The AU Commission should continue its engagements with the UN Security Council on the application of Resolution 2719 on Somalia. On the worsening crisis in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, Alupo referenced the urgent summit convened in Entebbe last December by President Museveni in his regional oversight role. We call for an immediate de-escalation and unconditional cessation of hostilities in line with the Washington and Doha agreements. We call for inclusive mediation processes that align with the doctrine of the Holy Trinity, starting at national, regional, international level, as was the case with Burundi and others. The call for peace did not stand alone. Earlier, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed connected peace directly to one of Africa's most sensitive resources, water.
The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam now powers homes and industry, exports electricity to neighboring countries, and shows how African ingenuity can drive shared prosperity.
He stressed that competition over natural resources, if poorly managed, can easily fuel tensions across borders.
As Africa's urban landscape expands rapidly, we must be intentional. The African city of the future is walkable, green, youth-centered, and grounded in dignity and belonging.
Our common task is to make that overshoot as small, short, and safe as possible. The G20 accounts for close to 80% of global emissions, and they must deliver major reductions this decade.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres reinforced the message, reminding leaders that climate change and conflict are increasingly intertwined.
In line with the recommendations of the UN panel on critical energy transition minerals, no more exploitation, no more plundering.
Other Ugandan leaders were present to complement these calls.
So it is true that moving to the need for greener climate, greener management of our resources, greener management of our environment.
As deliberations continue at the 39th ordinary session, one theme dominates the corridors here in Addis Ababa: unity. Unity in protecting Africa's resources, unity in resolving conflicts, and unity in ensuring that the continent's future is shaped by Africans themselves. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you very much, Henry Okrut. Now, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has urged the newly elected NRM chairpersons at the district, city, and municipal, and also division levels to focus on wealth creation, accountability, and improved service delivery. The president made these remarks while meeting the party leaders at State House in Entebbe. He congratulated them upon their victory on the recently concluded elections and challenged them to translate political support into tangible socio-economic outcomes for communities. President Museveni, who is also the national chairman of the NRM, said that he observed stronger national cohesion in the recent elections compared to previous cycles.
Us that votes are not at the secretariat, they are not at the district level, they are not at the sub-county or parish, but at the village level. And you led us in that process. So we want to thank you so much, and we want to thank Museveni for this gesture of inviting the leaders at the district level to come and interact with you immediately after a general election.
If you take that line of solving people's micheno, there's no way you can go wrong. The people will be with you like gum. So the problem I see is that many people do not know how to identify people's micheno and use government resources to solve those micheno. In the article which I wrote, I gave the reasons why in 1996 there was maximum cohesion. I think I gave 7 points. Why people really loved the NRM. You had the issue of corruption by the judiciary, now by the District Service Committee. Selling jobs, the few jobs at the district, and people are there. People are just keeping quiet. The corruption. Then the land grabbing by elite come and grab people's land. The leaders are there, they keep quiet. So corruption linking up with land grabbing is another big irritant for the population.
Following the official release of the second cohort of the new lower secondary competence-based curriculum examination results for the year 2025 by the Uganda National Examinations Board yesterday, students, parents, and school proprietors across the country are still celebrating their outstanding performance. Our reporters bring you more nationwide coverage.
I'm so happy about the good performance of our students. 130 students sat for UCE, and all of them passed under result 1 with A's and B's. We bless the Lord for that. We thank God for our teachers, who worked hard. We thank the Lord for the learners who dedicated their time to their books and research. We thank the Lord for our dear parents who paid fees on time and enabled us to run the school program.
Thank God the Almighty for the gift of good results that we've got. We thank our director so much, Mr. Chizito. Thank you very much for being supportive, for making sure that the library is well equipped, the laboratory is well equipped, and for the very many things you've done in support for the academic excellence.
My name is Namiru Janita, and my school is Godiswell High School, Maganjo, and I passed in result 1. I got A in project, and we have got a lot of A's and B's. We thank God, and we are so grateful.
I'm Joshua, and I've been a student of Godiswell High School from Senior 1 to Senior 4. We started our exams in 2025, the previous year, and we are here to thank God for His mightiness and His greatness. He has graced us again with abundant success.
In Bushenyi and Rubirizi districts, it's total jubilations as students and teachers and administrators says it's been hard work. At St. Khan International School, all students scored A's and B's. Here the director of the school, Ruth Nalongo, says it's God and prayers that have enabled them.
And we are so privileged that today the result came and they were very good. We performed very good. All our students performed with A's and B's. So we were very happy for the results. And indeed we should be, because like the motto says, fear God and excel.
The head teacher at Shemedi Memorials also thanked students for the hard work.
We are glad to let you know that our students have performed very well.
At St. Kagwa Bushenyi High School in Ishaka Bushenyi Municipality, the Director of Studies, Tumsime Ambrose, says it's been cooperation and teamwork that is behind this success.
We thank our teachers, our parents, OBs, PTA, Board of Governors, and well-wishers. We congratulate all of you upon this great milestone, and we attribute all this to prayer, discipline, self-drive, hard work, commitment, and teamwork.
Deputy in charge of academics, Buturo Emi, says students have started getting used with the new curriculum and they are happy that they have succeeded.
The new curriculum is no longer so new because this is the second sitting of the exams. We have had boys adjust too fast in the system because after 4 years, it's the way to go and it's here to stay. So they know much about it and they do well.
In Rubirizi at Unique High School, students were seen jubilating. Here, the deputy head teacher, Nwamanya Andrew Bakonda, says UCE results showed that all students who sat scored A, B, and C.
I'm very happy this evening after UNEB has released the exams, UCE of last year 2025. I'm happy to announce that all our students passed highly. They have scored A's, they have scored B's, and at worst, the C's. That's why we are very happy with the situation here. And as Unique High School, our target is always to produce all-round students. And we always do it with the help of the teachers, other non-teaching staff members, and I even thank the students who are here, the continuing students, and I would encourage all of them to pick a leaf from the previously released results, the students that have passed highly, so that they can also excel.
At Igara Secondary School, the head teacher Kakuru Davis thanked the Minister of Education for this new curriculum.
We appreciate these results. Our students performed very well compared to other years. We are very grateful for the teachers, the director, the community of Igara and Otai in particular, especially in terms of materials to use. This curriculum largely is practical, competency in nature, so it needs hands-on.
Authorities at Imengo Senior Secondary School expressed delight after more than 900 students who sat of the examinations passed successfully.
The percentage that we have had this time is a great performance. We thank God for this overwhelming performance, and the glory returns to God. We want to appreciate God. We want to appreciate all the stakeholders in this business, the parents, the members of the board.
God for having completed my exams and got good results. I think this has taught me how to work harder and achieve more. And I'm striving more better goals.
At Nabumali High School, school leaders reported strong performance across subjects and increasing learner confidence in the competency-based curriculum.
Curriculum stresses problem solving and critical thinking, among others, and of course all the 21st century skills. So as the years go by, we see them building more and more confidence in themselves. They are able to identify a problem around them, and they seek for solutions to these problems by themselves.
At St. Paul's College in Bali, all candidates passed with A, B, and C grades in their exams.
And with us, we have the 31 A's, we have 661 B's, we have 802 C's, and we have only 9 D's. We don't have any E. And this is us. This is our results. We don't forge. It is what we got. And so far, we are very sure we are the best in percentage-wise.
Kagadi Government-aided secondary school continues to celebrate the outstanding success in the 2025 UCE examinations, with all 499 candidates achieving result 1. Phil Biarugaba, the Director of Studies at the school, attributed this achievement to the commitment of teachers, the hard work of students, the support of parents, and consistent prayers.
Management again, they have been so cooperative. Had it not been that, I would have not managed. I'm grateful, and I'm grateful, my daughter. I wish you the best in the next level. Thank the administration of Kagadi Secondary School for enabling us to be in the school, to perform this well.
The top performing candidates, along with their parents, credited their success to hard work, discipline, God-fearing values, and the support of teachers.
What is the support from my parents of paying school fees in time, my teachers who have been teaching me, guiding me in what to do and everything.
First and foremost, the biggest of all is my mother's prayers. A prayer of a mother can never leave anything unwashed out.
Other top government schools in Kagadi included Kagadi Secondary School, St. Adolph Secondary School, Mpefu Seed Secondary School, and St. Margaret Secondary School. In Chibale District, Buyanja Secondary School and Nyamara Secondary School emerged as top performers. In Kakumiro District, St. Edward's Bukumi produced the best female candidate, who achieved straight A's.
My teachers have been supporting me very well in my revision, and I've been doing my own research as the new curriculum requires us to do, and my parents have paid my school fees in time.
This happened. No one has got an E, no one has got a result 2. All of us were passed from in result 1.
In Hoima City, Mandela Secondary School emerged as the top performing school, with all 304 candidates achieving result 1, scoring grades A, B, and C. The head teacher, Ruth Nantongo, attributed the excellent performance to the strong working relationship among teachers, students, and parents.
When I look at the papers, we are placed at number 24 countrywide and number 1 in Hoima district. This makes us really so excited of the outcomes of what has come out of the 2025 results.
Upon hearing news of their results, the best students rushed to their school in excitement to celebrate.
Grateful that out of the 110 students that sat at Mandela SS, over 82.7% excelled with A's and B's only.
Exams were not that easy, but I never expected what I have got, but still it's good. I thank God. I have 9 B's and 1 C.
I'm really delighted with my results that I got. I got 3 A's
and the rest were B's.
Appreciate all the teachers who have taught us and put all their empathies on us.
Makerere University has signed letters of intent with the University of Lancashire School of Veterinary Medicine to strengthen research and academic cooperation in veterinary medicine. The partnership aligned to Uganda's National Development Plan 4 and will focus on emerging and re-emerging animal diseases, antimicrobial resistance, drug residues in food, rabies control, and animal welfare. More details in this report.
Partnership aligned to Uganda's National Development Plan 4 will focus on emerging and re-emerging animal diseases, antimicrobial resistance, drug residues in food, rabies control, and animal welfare.
The team from the University of Lancashire are delighted to be here at Makerere University. This is a very well-known and well-established university across the Africa region, and we believe we have many areas here where we can collaborate and work together in partnership. Specifically, I think those areas include veterinary innovation in education, ensuring that our graduates are both confident and competent to become the veterinarians of the future and deal with the global disease risks that future communities and human and animal populations will face. Also, animal welfare science is a critical component of good veterinary care and ensuring that animals are healthy, productive, and thriving in their communities.
A formal agreement of understanding is scheduled to be signed in April 2026 at Lancashire University in the United Kingdom.
We have talked about areas of collaboration and research, teaching and extension. Normally what we do as universities, our primary responsibilities is to go into higher education, including research. Our Makerere University research agenda is to be a research-led university.
University officials say the collaboration will also support curriculum development in line with the new secondary school curriculum and introduce student and staff exchange programs.
Well, to us as a people of Uganda, I think it is timely. We realize that the School of Veterinary Medicine is looking at a major area in the curriculum development. You're all aware that Uganda has just changed the secondary schools curriculum, and universities too have to match the secondary schools' new change of continuous assessment. So this has been an area of concern, and the team are really more than ready to work with them. Actually, they said they are going to give us just a month to get ready, and then we can start working on this curriculum ahead of the new intake in September. So what more could we get from them? That has been the key.
The agreement is expected to enhance research capacity, improve animal health and welfare, and boost Uganda's preparedness against disease outbreaks. The partnership is enabled by the Uganda High Commission UK and supports government efforts to promote science, technology, engineering and mathematics as a driver of socio-economic transformation. Implementation of the joint research and academic activities will begin after the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding.
A new facility has been launched at Soul Hope Uganda in Jinja City with the intention to serve the mentally impaired victims in the communities of Budondo in Jinja City. During the launch of the facility, Brighter Days Center, communities have been challenged to go for routine medical checkups to avoid severe mental illnesses. More details in this report.
Statistics have shown that mental illnesses are on increase in Uganda. According to the mental health specialists, a quarter of the people are mentally disabled, and This calls for more attention by government. Grace Bikumbi, a clinical psychologist, points out the common factors leading to mental illnesses among youths and the elderly in Uganda.
The mental illness has increased due to substance use, mostly among the youth, but also due to some conditions like unemployment, financial constraints, and of recent, as we've seen, people have been in politics.
Specialists have called upon government to increase on the mental health staffing, which is said to have affected mental health service delivery in the country.
In the health center 4s, which we have in the city, we have 2 psychiatric personnel. We need to expand the workforce and the health facilities which can handle mental health related issues.
Speaking at the official opening of a newly constructed facility in Jinja at Soul Hope Center, the country director, Soul Hope, Josephine Kalumira, said that Busoga sub-region is the mostly affected region with the highest numbers of mental illnesses, and this has been due to much poverty in the region. Josephine, however, cautioned the youths to avoid drug abuse and pornography, which she said is the major cause for mental health problems in Busoga, in addition to economic challenges.
Addiction is really rampant now, especially among the young people, and exposure to things, I guess, internet, exposure to pornography.
The facility will provide counseling therapy, clinical physiology, among other services.
It's an alarming statistic, and therefore it's the reason we thought we need to venture into this mental health space and also be able to provide services that are going to impact lives, change lives. And so we are excited. We are looking forward to brighter days mental health facility.
The facility is now the second largest in the country, following Butabika Referral Center. Benon Mokwaya, Paul Isabirie, UBC News.
In more UBC News tonight, at least 80 mechanics and sex workers in Mukono municipality have received financial support under the presidential initiative for the Garages and Mechanics Circle to improve their livelihoods. The beneficiaries thanked President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for the support and pledged to use these funds to begin a new chapter in their lives.
Under the Presidential Initiative for Garages and Mechanics Circle Limited, members in Mukono municipality recently received 300 million shillings as circle capital to support borrowing and job creation. Today, 80 beneficiaries, including mechanics, sex workers and women operating businesses within garages, were each given 1 million shillings to start or boost their businesses.
By giving money to 80 mechanics in Mukono districts, and today we have been giving out money to those that are fully registered with confidential and authentic documents. They have got Everyone has got 1 million.
Keron Mwanguzi, the chairperson of the circle, urged members not to misuse the funds, saying the money is intended to support the president's goal of improving livelihoods among the youth.
Those that we have so far given the money, to utilize this money very well and be mindful in the position you're going to invest and put this money.
Harriet Babirie, a sex worker from Wantoni Town, expressed gratitude to President Museveni, saying the support has given her a chance to leave sex work and start a new life through business.
Naye ku katono President konyambye n'otuwa okwejjamu obwavu kati nganzi ngenda kuva ku kubo.
Nkakasa nti mashini yange badde yafunamu obuzibu kati ngenda gula kompulensi eyo tusobola okulaba nga abafuwa langi gye tukozesa nga tusobola ofuwa langi motoka nga tufuwa bulungi langi.
Women who works in garages, we face so many problems. We take our children to school, we provide meals to our tables. So when the president thought about us, it was very a relief.
Moses Muyambi, the deputy RDC of Mukono district and overseer of government programs, cautioned circle leaders to manage the funds transparently and avoid practices that could disrupt the circle's operations.
Leaders of the circle, let them be transparent, let them be because at the end of the day, they are the ones to give accountability.
Sharon Kamba compiled this report for UBC.
Bolivian oral health organization Cavigad has donated 600 treatment units through Bridge to Health to kickstart a humanitarian cavity treatment drive targeting Uganda's hard-to-reach communities, starting with islands like Kalangala, where dental care barely exists. I had a chance to interact with the stakeholders.
Oral diseases rank among the world's most prevalent, yet 100% preventable. But Uganda faces a crisis. Severe dentist shortages leave rural areas dentist-free, turning routine cavities into painful emergencies and malnutrition risks for persons who have never seen a dental chair.
So our opportunity to come to Uganda was with Bridge to Health, this wonderful organization we're working with, and we brought Cavigard with us, and our favorite experience of the other dentists that came with me, and I say, is the Ugandan dentists. They have been so embracing what this offers and offering the technology so that they could reach out to islands sitting from home and training. Our goal is to train local community health workers to be able to apply the product when a teledentist tells them where to apply. So these two technologies together is the Enox and Teledentist Global Initiative to actually decrease oral disease. And hopefully, while I'm still alive, we will be able to say it's not the most prevalent disease in the world.
Most dentists are situated in Kampala, forcing rural families to impossible choices.
We extracted a lot of teeth this week, and those teeth, if they'd been treated with Cavigard previously, would not need to be extracted. We had a lot of children with small cavities that were terrified they were going to have it pulled, and we were able to apply SDF to those teeth, and they walked out without a shot. They were thrilled, and they walked home, intact without having to lose the tooth. And that tooth will stay healthy with reapplications down the road with the community healthcare workers monitoring, supervising, and taking care of them.
Cavigard's units enable timely interventions in underserved zones, scaling cavity care where distance and poverty block traditional dentistry.
Most of the people we encountered only brushed their teeth one time a day. And when they opened their mouth, they had film all over their teeth that just simply could be brushed off with a toothbrush. Routine oral hygiene is very important. So that's education. And then at all levels, all ages, it's education. Secondly, it's getting to talk to the right specialist, the right person, and having access to them saying what can be done. If it's a case where they can get to the community health worker and have silver diamine fluoride to stop that little cavity from getting big. And it actually desensitizes. We did some desensitization. The small cavities are very cold and sweet sensitive, and that's something that everybody, every time you drink something cold or eat something sweet, that means there's a cavity in there.
Uganda's oral health neglect in remote areas mirrors broader rural health care voids. But this initiative spotlights scalable solutions like equipping communities, training on-site responders, leveraging digital links to experts. Success here could model nationwide rollout.
First time a tooth comes into the mouth with milk on it, it's got to be cleaned twice a day, just like your teeth are cleaned twice a day and my teeth are cleaned twice a day to keep that from developing cavities. So again, the misconception of wait till they're 2 or they have all their teeth, no, as soon as you see a tooth, it needs to be cleaned.
Wadulo Arnold Mark for UBC News.
A major step towards transforming Africa's economic future has been taken at the African Symposium on Natural Capital Accounting and Climate-Sensitive Macroeconomic Modeling, culminating into the adoption of the Kampala Statement of Intent.
Then the last one. The landmark commitment was reached on day 2 of the symposium held at Makerere University, where policymakers, academics, and climate finance experts gather to strengthen institutional capacity and promote natural capital accounting as a key tool in national development planning. The Kampala Statement of Intent will be adopted by universities and research institutions across the African continent, and the agreement aims to reshape how African nations integrate environmental sustainability into economic planning, ensuring that climate considerations and natural capital assets are embedded into microeconomic models.
And so we found it very important to come together as training institutions. And that's exactly what that statement of intent is talking about. We want to create a network of practice. We want to create a network of universities, that have agreed to work together on issues of natural capital accounting and climate-sensitive macroeconomic modeling, and in so doing, supporting our finance ministers in, fiscal planning that is climate-sensitive.
And from here, we expect now key leaders, particularly leaders of the universities across the region, are going to sign the agreement that we're going to start training. We're going to embed natural capital accounting in our curriculums so that we can start training our students.
The symposium also highlighted the growing importance of climate financing and carbon markets. Uganda's Minister of Finance is preparing to manage significant climate-related funding, with the discussions pointing to potential inflows of up to $870 million and an estimated $4.1 billion annually from both local and international sources through climate financing and carbon credits.
Anticipated and calculated that we needed 28.1 billion over 7 years. Now, when you do the math, it means we have to raise around 4.1 billion annually. Now, that 4.1 billion annually has to come from external sources, but then also domestic sources. Now, when you look at climate-related investments from the budget that we have, we think and we quantify investment from both external and domestic to a tune of 2 billion annually. And so we have a gap of 2.1 billion annually that we have to meet.
However, experts noted that progress remains uneven across the African continent. Dr. Peter Babienda observed that some African countries have yet to embed natural capital accounting into their financial modeling systems.
But we have realized that our colleagues' capacity is lacking, data to inform decision making is still a problem, and what has come out here is that Makerere University, through the Center of Excellence for Africa Climate Sensitive Macro Modeling, should take lead in building capacity in other countries.
We've seen a lot of work that has happened here at Makerere University in terms of modeling, and it's also a lesson that needs to be learned by other colleagues, especially even us from Kenya. We've taken a lot here. I think a lot has happened, and Uganda is taking the lead in this particular area.
Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate our
So, Muchara.
Yes, Daddy.
You know the children are going back to school and things are a bit tight. Huh? For now, why don't you take half of the fees to junior school, and for the school van contribution, we shall pay later. Huh?
Daddy, why don't we pay using MTN Momo, where we stand a chance of winning school fees for a whole year and more? By the way, you can also apply for a school fees loan, and also participating schools can win a school van.
That's right! Win school fees for a whole year and more. Get Momo goodies and a school van for participating schools. You can also apply for a school fees loan. Simply dial *165*80# or use the Momo app. Across Telenga's host communities, families are accessing transformative opportunities. Youth are gaining practical skills that lead to employment. Farmers are getting improved yields and stepping into profitable value chains. Local businesses are joining supply networks once considered beyond reach. Women are accessing programs that open new opportunities and strengthen their voices and well-being. Families are benefiting from improved infrastructure that makes access to essential services easier, faster, and more affordable. Communities are shaping decisions, ensuring development reflects their needs. This is progress you can see, feel, and live every day. It is real shared value, where communities do not simply live near development, but experience it in their lives. And it's about growing together and building a future rooted in sustainable development.
Step into elegance, step into confidence, step into La Vie Boutique. Located at Grand Imperial Hotel, Shop 6 and 8, right behind Bank of Uganda, La Vie Boutique brings you high-class corporate and casual wear for men. From sharp designer suits and crisp shirts to stylish casual t-shirts, tracksuits, shoes and accessories, we've got everything to make you stand out. Call us on 0772 419 181 or 0705 555 558. La Vie Boutique, where class meets style.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. We take you into more news. Caring Heart Community Victory Church in Kakiri, Wakiso District has hosted its Night to Shine, which is principally about celebrating the lives of people with disabilities. More details.
Annually, Kagula Hill in Kakiri, Wakiso District hosts what is called a Night to Shine and celebrates lives of people with disabilities. The 2026 edition has been celebrated in style and graced by the State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja.
Because faithfully, for the last 10 years, they are bringing these people together. Now they feel they are not alone. There is somebody who is looking after them. That's number one. Now, coming to this occasion itself, for the special, there was no occasion for people with special needs until Museveni came to power and gave a special place for people with special needs. Remember where they have come from, even in terms of vocabulary. We used to call them the disabled, then the people with disabilities. Now they are people with special needs, gaining respectability. They only need, if the problem is in the feet, they need those artificial legs. If they can't walk at all, they need the wheelchair.
The minister also took time to listen in on challenges faced by people in regards to the land question and offered solutions.
And virtually everybody now sings Article 237, sub-Article 8 of the Constitution. The Chivanja holder, whether the person holding the title deed is a minor owner, whether he is a freehold owner or it is hold, a Chivanja holder on it was no title. He is superior in terms of occupant. He cannot be touched. That has gone to the knowledge. They have been hearing it. They are empowered with that knowledge.
Night to Shine is hosted by churches all around the globe who desire to share the love of Christ with their community of people with special needs. Through the years, Caring Heart Community Victory Church has seen this event transform into a movement of the Holy Spirit.
The reason we have this, I read a scripture in Job. We are the eyes of those who don't have the eyes. We are the legs of those who don't have the legs. So we are happy to do this. to just encourage our brothers and sisters that they are also very important before God. So they should not despise themselves. Aisha has a very inspirational story. That's why we met. And just to encourage that they can do it.
This the church has done through honored guests, volunteers and supporters, all seeking to give glory to God by celebrating and advocating for people with disabilities and the value for life. Caring Heart Victory Community Church used the occasion to donate a variety of gifts to people with special needs who on the day were given VIP treatment.
Mwene mujjukira bulungi nti nazaalibwa ndi mulamu. Mu mwaka 2019 nafuna akabenje ne kanzijjako okugulu saakusigaza. Naye ng'oggyeko obuyambi bw'amalwaliro n'abasawo n'abantu abanziruukirira nange kennyini ng'omuntu nezzaamu amaanyi. Nenziramu nensituka kasita ebiwundu byawona nentwala obulamu bwange mu maaso. So olunaku luno ew'omusumba Musisi omwami n'omukyala Pastor Musisi ewa Kiso ku church eyitibwa Caring Heart batutegerekera olunaku olw'abantu abetaaga abalina obwetaavu obw'enjawulo ne tukuŋŋaana ne tulya ne tunywa ne tusaba Katonda ne tutendereza ne tuzina ate ne tuvaawo nga tufunye n'ebirabo nga bwe mulabye tuli mugaba ebirabo bingi.
Eastern Region historicals, also known as civilian veteran freedom fighters, have appealed to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to retain 3 ministers in the expected cabinet reshuffle. Speaking during a press briefing in Mbale City, the historical leaders said that the president has the constitutional mandate to reshuffle the cabinet, but urged him to consider ministers who understand the welfare and historical contribution of liberation fighters. They specifically requested the retention of State Minister for East African Affairs Magode Ikuya, State Minister for Luwero Triangle Alice Kaboyo, and the State Minister for Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities Tom Butime.
Historicals from Sebei, Bugisu, Bukedi and Busoga sub-regions say the 3 ministers have played a key role in advocating for improved services, compensation, follow-ups and socio-economic transformation programs targeting liberation veterans.
He wisely picked those 3 people for us so that they can help in our pertinent issues, to quicken and to streamline our pertinent issues in our forum. That's why we are requesting that he retains them.
The group, led by Historical Leaders Forum Vice Chairperson Eunice Nambuya, noted that the ministers have remained accessible to historical fighters and have consistently championed their welfare issues at the national level.
They are the people who know our problems. They have touched some projects for others, but others on the line or in waiting list have not yet been served. So a person like a Kaboyo, she has a list of people to be helped in each region. If she is removed, the new one who comes will also take time to learn, to know what to do. But the old one will just continue.
Veteran Patrick Bukeni, who worked with the defunct East African community, highlighted the importance of having leaders who understand compensation and gratuity processes, noting that Minister Magode Ikuya has been instrumental in following up such matters.
Mr. Magode, as Minister of State for East African Community, has been pushing for us to get that gratuity, to get our pensions. And that's why we are saying, if he is retained, we have a contact person who can assist us get our pensions and our gratuity.
During the same briefing, the historicals congratulated President Museveni and other leaders upon their election victories and appealed to Richard Todong, the Secretary General of the ruling National Resistance Movement, to help secure a meeting with the President.
We are requesting the Secretary General of NRM, the Right Honorable Todong Richard, to arrange for a meeting for us, the NRM historicals of Eastern Uganda, and His Excellency General Museveni at Muhaburwa.
The historicals further commended government efforts in recognizing liberation fighters and called for sustained support towards programs aimed at improving their livelihoods and socio-economic well-being.
And in more news tonight, the spokesperson of the Inzu Bamasaba, Stephen Masiga, has cautioned individuals allegedly masquerading as the king of the Bamasaba, emphasizing that Jude Mike Mudoma is the only legally gazetted and government-recognized Umukuka. Masiga reaffirmed the institution's commitment to unity and lawful leadership following his inauguration at Moroto Cultural Grounds. Details in this report.
His Highness Jude Mike Modoma was officially inaugurated as the third Umukuka, the cultural leader of the Bamasaba people, at the historical Moroto Cultural Grounds in Mbale City on October 14, 2023. Modoma had earlier been gazetted and formally recognized by government in August 2023 following his election by clan leaders, marking the formal assumption of his duties as the head of the Inzu Bamasaba Cultural Institution. However, the spokesperson of the Bamasaba Cultural Institution has cautioned individuals allegedly masquerading as the king, emphasizing that there is already a legally gazetted and government-recognized Umukuka.
The Bugisu Cultural Institution has a gazetted cultural leader who was gazetted by government. Gazetting a cultural leader is not for purposes of publicity, but it is a political and legal function prescribed in the law. So it's not for merely that you are in the gazette for the sake of it. It is a statutory requirement. Let me emphasize through UBC, it is a statutory requirement. It's one of those stages. If it is not done, then you are not.
In an interview with UBC, Masiga said that a section of people within the Bagish community are attempting to destabilize the institution by spreading confusion and misinformation, yet the cultural institution reaffirmed its commitment to lawful leadership, unity and development for the benefit of all the Bamasaba people.
Our concern as a cultural leader, we are issuing a warning to anybody who would do masquerade, because anybody found masquerading as a cultural leader or as a president of this country, when there's an elected president and perhaps sworn in, and you claim you are one of them, then you will face the most severe sentence prescribed by the law.
He urged the Bamasaba to remain calm, respect the established cultural structures, and disregard any self-proclaimed claimants to the throne, noting that internal divisions could undermine unity and progress.
We encourage our people to watch out for masqueraders. Many of them are fighting government indirectly, because we had concerns that they are mobilizing money to construct a university when the university was promised by government, was promised by the president.
The spokesperson also commended the Bamasaba for their continued support of the National Resistance Movement NRM government, describing the partnership as a key to maintaining peace and stability in the region. It pledged continued efforts towards development initiatives aimed at improving livelihoods and strengthening cultural heritage in Bamasaba land.
We also told our people to vote, and vote wisely. That's the truth of it. Because why would we say so? Much as they say cultural institutions are restrained from doing politicking. But if we have requested for a university from the president, and he has said he has given us, if we have requested for tractors to our communities, clans, and he has given us. If we have requested for cows and he has given us, why can't we talk to our people to vote in a more meaningful manner?
Kenneth Tanaba compiled this story for UBC News.
So, Muchala.
Yes, Daddy.
You know the children are going back to school and things are a bit tight. Huh? For now, why don't you take half of the fees to junior school, and for the school van contribution, we shall pay later. Huh?
Daddy, why don't we pay using MTN Momo, where we stand a chance of winning school fees for a whole year and more? By the way, you can also apply for a school fees loan, and also participating schools can win a school van.
That's right! Win school fees for a whole year and more. Get Momo goodies and a school van for participating schools. You can also apply for a school fees loan. Simply dial *165*80# or use the Momo app.
Kampala Capital City Authority has issued a directive ordering all street vendors and hawkers to vacate the city's streets effective 19th February 2026. The Executive Director, Sharifa Buzeki, highlighted the presence of over 2,000 spaces to occupy in the KCCA markets to restore trade order, protect consumers, and safeguard the interests of traders who operate within the law and pay taxes.
Kampala is highly congested, and the government will no longer tolerate disorder, lawlessness, and abuse of public space in the name of survival or politics.
Earlier this month, the Minister for Kampala, Minsa Kabanda, announced an eviction order targeting vendors operating in ungazetted areas, a decision that has since sparked debate among sections of the trading community.
The directive still stands as it was. We are not changing anything.
During a press briefing, KCCA Executive Director Sharifa Buzeki has reaffirmed that the directive will take effect on the 19th of this month.
Having this a success is a concerted effort, because a vendor or a hawker is in that illegal place because he or she has a buyer. We should learn to protect our consumer rights and learn to restore our consumer safety by ensuring that we only procure or buy from legally or gazetted areas for trade.
According to KCCA, illegal and ungazetted trading areas include walkways, roadsides, whose operations obstruct pedestrians, contribute to congestion, and compromise public safety.
If you are in a walkway, if you are on the roadside, if you are in an island or a maiden in the road, if you are in a place which is not called a market, then just know you are in a place which is not gazetted and it is illegal. And when we find you, we will have to remove you from that place.
The enforcement is intended to ensure businesses flourish in an organized environment, protect consumers and traders who pay taxes and operate legally.
First of all, just restoring order is one of them. We should be able to freely move within and out of this city, that all our walkways, the drainages, the banks of the drainages, the street furniture, our green spaces have all been encroached on by hawkers and vendors. We are finding mangoes on the walkways, in the dust, on the streets. This is food which is going into people's bodies. We have traders who are renting spaces and paying taxes to government, but they cannot sell profitably because their frontages are already encroached on by people who are not paying taxes, but these people are helpless. They cannot do much about those who are trading in front of them.
KCCA reports that across its 17 government markets, there are still 2,520 vacant spaces and several in private markets available for vendors willing to relocate.
Our 17 public markets are free, but it is first come, first serve.
Buzeki outlined alternatives for vendors, including occupying private markets, relocating to markets in neighborhood municipalities and cities, and online trading.
then you are going to the private market. You are going to Makerere, you are going to all those private markets we have listed. If you failed there, we have finished liaising with the town clerks in the neighboring municipalities. And we have space in each of the markets which are there. Again, if you fail to get space in the neighboring municipalities, we have also gotten in contact with our colleagues, the town clerks of the 10 cities, Mbarara, Jinja, Mbale, Gulu, where government has constructed markets.
On the enforcement day, KCCA enforcement team will work alongside Uganda Police and other security agencies, including the military, to ensure compliance.
When we find you trading in an illegal space, your goods will be impounded. We have already come up with the procedure for impounding, including listing whatever our people have taken from you, and they will be taken to our stores. Then you will be apprehended. Then you will be aligned in the courts of law. We do not want to reach that level. That is the last resort. We know you have the ears. We have given you the alternatives. Ensure that within the days you have been given, you leave the streets.
Reviewing proposals from the public is underway, including the introduction of evening and Sunday markets as a possible compromise to accommodate vendors while maintaining order in the city. Cayenne Faith, Andrew Sebida for UBC.
Well, every good thing comes to an end, and usually it's best that it ends hot. And at that, allow us wish you a lovely night. Thank you for being a lovely audience. We've come to the end. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark. Have yourselves a lovely evening and do take care. Make sure that you enjoy responsibly as Valentine's Day enters into the next day.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.